the fair-haired. It sounds a lot like Age of Oppression from Skyrim. He's talking about how great the king is. So it's like really sarcastic and
Yep.
mocking. Like it's all like, Harold the Fairhair's the greatest. Of
Uh-huh.
course. Not really. But yeah. What do you look like walking in here?
I am walking very slowly.
Dun,
I
dun,
am
dun, dun,
unarmed,
dun,
uh,
dun, dun.
wearing kind of normal clothes, still dirty from the day's labor. A little bit of smoke lining the face from the sword I've just had someone else forge. And yeah, I am quiet as I enter.
So you get about halfway across the room when Frecky notices you and says, Grim, I see you've come. Do you offer Baldur Odinson surrender?
I
For some
offer
reason,
you
I'm Irish too.
I offer you the conclusion of our deal. I promised you wood in exchange for wood. You will find it neatly stacked outside. Bark up.
So he laughs, and all the Norwegians are like, Bark up!
I'm afraid, however, that I do not come bearing news of Baldur's surrender.
As you
Quite
slip
the quite
closer and
the
closer.
opposite. I believe at this point Baldur may have perished already. You see, he could not live with Norwegian rule, and so he threw himself off the cliff. Apparently,
So Frecky's just like, okay, well, at the very least, I can accept your surrender. You're in charge of the village now. Bow before me as Jarl of Iceland.
I would bow before the Jarl of Iceland, except there is one small problem. You see, the Jarl of Iceland is a traitorous, two-faced, backstabbing thief who seeks to usurp the Norwegian king and steal his goods for himself. He does this with the aid of his wife, the witch, the one who works her foul magics to destroy the ships in the harbor even as we speak.
Interesting.
I like it.
I
Why don't
believe
you
I'm
roll plus
throwing.
gendered? Because you're throwing an insult at another man. Yeah.
I am. I believe that I get +1 for going the non-combat route as per Bertie's.
I don't know about that, man. You've
I
come
have
here
no
for a fight.
weapons. I didn't come here for a fight. I came
All right,
here to
so
tell the
this might
truth.
be appropriate.
Okay.
I was gonna say, and I wasn't, since it might influence him now. I think Bertie's clearly changed her mind. She believes it's impossible for her to leave now without a fight. So I think it ends her ongoing previous headstrong.
It
Okay.
wasn't
I
ongoing.
mean,
It was only for one roll
yeah,
anyway.
it's +1 forward.
Right, yeah, but I mean I think that's clearly
Just
over in her
because you
mind.
changed your mind, you never told anybody about that.
Well, and so that's what I was gonna say. I
You
don't
want to
know that.
establish a flashback real quick where you're like, actually, hold on
Yeah,
a second. Before you do this, we should probably fight them.
yeah, that's what I think has to happen
Yeah.
before
Okay.
Grimm leaves, right? Because it's like, Grimm's there, Olaf's there, the family's left, it's bleak skies, it's black, it's like you said, it's like doomsday. And Bertie is just like she's been shaking her head, but she like looks at Olaf and sees his fury, and she's like, we must do this. It must be done. We must kill them all and drive them from our town. And we
Okay.
must do it now.
All right. So you're erasing your earlier. All right. Okay.
Because that would happen before she leaves
Yep.
to go fight, right?
I'll
'Cause
allow for that because we definitely were moving into a more combat-oriented sequence of events.
yeah.
That
No.
hanging there was not great.
Mm.
So you
So-
need to make your roll for insulting. You don't have a negative on it, but you also
Okay.
don't have a positive.
Oh,
Is Baldur spending his bonds from beyond?
oh yes, I am. Do I need to do it beforehand?
Yeah, you do. How many bonds would you like to spend?
2.
Okay.
Okay, and
Emboldened by the memory of Baldur throwing himself off a cliff for you, your
And
family.
I will, at this point, also retrieve from my pocket a rune-carved bone.
You're gonna call upon your own powers as Oon the Crone to give
I am
yourself...
not. I am not. I offer this up. I hold this high and see. Look, look. This is the proof of Gerney's treachery. Years ago, she conspired to slay Un the Crown and take her power for herself, and now she wishes to take the wealth of the Norwegian king. She has convinced her husband to go along with this plan, and now they conspire together. So I am going to be spending one of the bonds from the rune-carved bone trinket that I got from the last play session.
Really? Watch you snake eyes this shit. Now that you're at like a +3 plus whatever you've already got, you're gonna dumpster this
So
roll.
I
So-
think I'm at plus. Yeah, I'm at +3 on top of whatever this
So
is.
can I spend a bond with Grim?
Yes.
All right.
Give
So
him another aid.
yeah, I'm
Yeah.
gonna give him
Alright,
a +1.
it's a +4.
So this is a total of a +6 is the maximum that I can actually.
Okay, alright, so you can't fail this roll.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't.
That's how
You
it goes,
can't fail
right?
it. Oh no, that's actually way higher than 10, man.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh,
it's like
yeah.
a 14 or something.
Okay.
Yeah, at what point do the numbers loop around back
Oh,
to?
fuck. He has to bear the insult, confirming its truth in everyone's eyes.
Including the 10 Norwegian soldiers who
The
are
10
currently.
Norwegian soldiers turn on Frecky and Gurney and say, "Is this true? Frecky, I have heard strange things about you. I have heard that you are a man that likes your bark side down. You tried to steal the wealth of the king? You and your whore of a wife."
So, can I spend a bond with Gurney right now to ask the character, how could I get your character to, in some way, confirm the truth of this in the eyes of the Norwegian soldiers that are currently here?
Yeah, you can spend the bond. This is difficult because
Well, it's more
not
like
true.
how can I like frustrate her into saying something wrong? No.
Okay, so I don't think you can get her to say something that's not true.
Well, you could ask her to like
What?
embarrass herself, right?
No. What you can
Just credit
say
herself?
is, how can I get you to betray Frecky?
Okay.
Can I interject right here?
Okay.
Can I spend one of my bonds with the gods
Beyond the
to
grave.
from beyond the grave
Yeah.
to dramatically, as soon as that sentence ends, Loki's plan goes into action and the ships go catastrophically exploding.
Oh, that's already been happening. That happened the instant you died.
Okay, so
There's no exploding though. We don't go outside and it's like
It's
Ride
like
of the
Michael
Valkyries
Bay.
out there.
Yeah.
No, they're just quietly sinking in the storm. You
Oh,
know,
okay.
I think we see them
So-
sinking, and men are like, oh, under the water. So it's like in Vikings. I'm pretty sure during the intro in season 1, there was like a sinking moment where you see people like floating downwardly, and they're like, ah. That's happening, but now the rain has reversed and is coming down normally.
Oh, okay.
Now that Loki has set his plan in. But again, everyone here is indoors. There's no windows, so no one knows what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
So where were we? You wanted to do something, Thor.
I want to spend. Is there anybody I could spend a bond with from beyond the grave to come running in and say, the ships have all sunk. It's some sort of sorcery.
I would look at your bonds list and see if you have a bond with somebody that you can do that.
Let's see.
I think he was looking to
not
spend it
Kurt.
with the gods.
That's not something the gods can do. They can't.
Okay. They can't just
Let's
show
see.
up and be like, "Hey, yo, I'm Odin." Just so you know.
Just so you know.
I'm just saying, Thor might be showing up because it's hammer time.
There it is.
Oh man, beautiful.
Let's see. My bonds list is 3 with anybody from my trinket. I've got 3 with the gods. I've got 1 with Gurney. I got 2 with Frecky. I got
Didn't you
2 with
spend one of your
Olaf.
trinkets already? You spent 2 of your trinkets.
No, I had
spent 2 bonds with me.
3. I had 4 bonds with Grim.
Whoa,
I used
okay.
2 of them.
I keep
also
asking
have-
for advice.
Also, I also have one bond with Laura and Sigmundur Ingolfsson. However, Laura is dead, and Sigmundur is not here.
Simunder's dead as well.
Oh, damn. Then those bonds
Olaf killed Simunder by stabbing him, and Laura jumped in front of him.
Ah.
And so he killed both of them with one axe blow.
Yeah, the starting the blood feud, right?
That wasn't the start of the blood feud,
No.
but that was one of the ways that it ended.
Well, I'm going to be spending my bonds with Gurney and Frecky to give them penalties anyway.
Okay, all right.
Well, does
If
that
they
actually
tried
do
to-
anything?
It will. There will
Okay.
be consequences for their actions now.
Okay.
All right, so you're giving them both penalties. They're weighed down by the memory of you as you sink beneath the seas.
Yep.
Yeah. Get him.
My mind's turning there. All right,
So-
so,
so
where
have I,
were we? You insulted him,
Have I
Right.
spent my bond to learn what I can do to get
Frecky. So
betray Frecky?
Gurney will betray Frecky if you recant what you said about her being against this
Mm-hmm.
and let her take control of the village.
Okay. I stand there silently. I give her a little wink.
All right. I need you to endure grave harm real quick, Grim Ulfson.
Okay.
And depending on how this roll goes, I'm going to tell you what's happening.
Okay.
You are in grave harm at this moment.
That is very true.
You give her a wink, and she winks back.
So
Um,
if I if I had a bond from last session with him, it carries over, right?
Yep.
And then I got another one, so I'm gonna spend one to aid him on this too, and that's both
Okay.
of my bonds with him.
Okay. So
Nice.
I am
You guys are
also
thrown all in here.
so I should also point out that my I did get my advancement for I got 4 XP and I picked plus young picked the Huskarl plus 1 young
Okay.
as I
Anticipating a
anticipated
fight.
the odds that I might actually endure grave harm at some point this this session. So this macro is wrong. It'll be +1 plus whatever bonds I'm getting from Turkey.
Let's figure out how many bonds that is before we roll it.
Okay.
Was that 2 from Thor and 1 from
One
Ben?
from Bertie.
One from me and one from Bertie.
Okay,
Okay.
so a total of +3 on this roll.
Okay.
And
Mhm.
so let's see what let's see what happens.
Come on, Snake Eyes.
Oh,
Crap.
Hashtag shit.
Yep.
Oh God, this is so epic.
Yep.
All
Sick.
right,
6
you-
for grave harm is bad.
You wink at Gurney, and she winks back, and a foot of steel appears through your spine out the front of your stomach.
Yep.
As she begins cackling and says, "I've foreseen your entire plan here tonight, Grim Ulfson, and we've been waiting for you to say these very words. None here believe it." And like you look across, so you're dying, right?
Yep.
You're obviously dying. You're
Yep.
on your way out. As you look around, the Norwegian soldiers are actually like, I believe it a little bit. You
Yep.
know, she's trying to bolster their confidence, but they don't really believe anything she's saying right now. But as you fall to the floor, you see the guy who stabbed you from behind, and he's just like, "King Harold the Fairhair sends his regards,"
Uh-huh.
and then boots you in the face, and there's
Okay.
nothing after that.
Okay.
You have died a death, however.
Yep.
What do you leave behind for your family? Actually, you left behind that
I left
sword. If
I
you'd
left
like
behind
to.
a sword. Yeah.
You died in a fight. So if you'd like to roll +3, we'll
Out
see
of
how many
curiosity?
bonds.
Out of curiosity, would you allow me a final roll as I'm dying? When your honor is in question, roll plus gendered. On a 10+, you rebuke without trouble.
Oh God, yes.
And
You're
There
gonna
we
do the
go.
final parting words as you go down.
Yep.
you get a bond
Blood
me
from
on
his
this.
mouth.
Uh-huh.
Fuck
Yep.
you, Frecky!
And
So-
your horrible wife.
I will use the remaining 2 bonds from. I'm holding up the bone with the runes in it as I'm bleeding out. I spend the last 2 bonds off of that for a bonus on this roll.
I think as you're going down, you literally see Oot the crone standing behind Gurney.
Uh-huh.
like with a dagger
Yep.
raised above it. Make your roll then. What are you
Okay.
saying?
This is at +2. I'm saying to Freki. Actually, I'm saying to the Norwegian soldiers. It's, you see the death that awaits you following a traitor such as this. Bah! And I sputtered blood.
I
Um,
like the sound effect. Blah!
That's awesome.
okay, so this is at +2 in addition to this roll. Fingers
Oh,
crossed.
dark.
Oh!
There we go.
I
Nice.
refute them without trouble. They're
It's even more tense in the room. You're dead, but all the Norwegian soldiers are like shuffling around, and they're like, so like quietly we see them talking. The camera's like zooming in, and the one that stabbed you in the back leans into another and says, "Do you really trust that man and his wife?" And I think the camera will cut over to the sword, the dragon's tongue, in the museum sitting next to the runic knife of Baldur Odinson. And I think the sword now has like runes carved into it as well, like
Yep.
Frostmourne from Warcraft 3, not the shitty ones from the later games. So it looks like Frostmourne from Warcraft 3, and it's hanging, you know, on a wall, and there's like a plaque beneath it, and it's like the life and times of Grim Ulfson. And it talks about how he turned the tide of the battle of the farmstead by like destroying the morale of the Norwegian troops and putting doubt in the minds against the overseer. And then we cut back. Oh man, I feel like
we're running out of
break
players
here,
here.
but we're not. We've got 20 minutes, so we're gonna cut back to Birdie and Olaf leading the assault on the docks.
All right.
Okay, so you're technically the only player character here. So you're gonna have to roll for the battle, even though Olaf is technically the one running it. So
Well, I like to think of it sort of like Olaf is the brawn, but Bertie is
Yeah.
sort of the
would
know
you say
the brain.
that you are two standing against many?
Oh yeah. Oh, this is it, man.
All right. So in the book, it's on page 129. When you fight many against many, pick two of your side that are true. You can watch each other's backs. You can fight with unmatched savagery. Your side is aided by the Sather, or you're willing to fight dirty. And each of those gives you a specific ability.
We will each fight with unmatched savagery. There's no way either one of them would do
Well,
anything.
no.
else.
So you pick two for your side that are true. Any two of those. Can't pick the same one twice, though.
Oh, okay. Well, Olaf would definitely fight with unmatched savagery.
Okay, so you can spend one hill to kill many of their numbers.
Oh yeah, that's
All
happening.
And what is the second ability you'd like to take?
And so I picked two for our side and two for their side.
Yep.
I will say that Un the Crone is watching over us, and that we're aided by Satyr. Is it Satyr?
Stay there.
Mm-hmm.
Satyr. And so we'll take a forward.
All right. Yeah, so I mean, we get like visions of Un the Crone puppet mastering above the village. As, like, so the battle's about to start, and we've got the faded in the background, Un the Crone doing this. And then she fades off into the mountains in the direction of her hut. And what is true of the other side?
So I think you outmatch them in skill, so they'll take a -1.
So that's going to cancel your one.
Yep.
Okay.
And I think it's gonna be. Oh wait, I thought they got the -1.
No, it's to your roll.
And two that are true for the other side. Well, if it's true for the other side, that they outmatch
If
you.
they outmatch you, so
Isn't the they Olaf?
they is them, and
okay.
you is Olaf.
All right. Um. I mean, we have higher ground, right? Because the boats are in the water and there's big cliffs and whatnot. So that doesn't make any sense. Um.
Don't Anakin Skywalker this game.
Right.
You can't defeat me, Anakin. I've got the higher ground.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with we have to spend a hold to get to them. We they have the advantage of range. Because they're on a dock, right?
Yep.
We have to storm out of the trees to get to them.
Okay. So they outmatch you, and you need to spend a hold to get to them. Okay.
No, they are. Yeah, well, they do outmatch us in numbers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's what you said was the one that you wanted to take.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. All right. Okay, you roll +1.
And then I'm spending one of my hold just so we can get to them, right?
You gain hold based on the roll that you're about to do.
Oh, okay. All right.
That's where you get the hold. Now, before you make this roll, I was
I
going to say
already
you wouldn't
made
spend any bonds about it. I'm not looking at the numbers, but neither should you be.
Yeah, yeah. There's gonna be a bond spent on that.
I was gonna
man.
say there has to be a
I
bond.
was
spent.
literally like, don't roll it! You already rolled it.
So, yeah. So
All right, you
I
spend
think.
1 bond. Okay.
Yep.
The
Exactly.
roll is 8.
There's a. Can I spend my bonds with Olaf on this one?
No,
I mean, we're both fighting,
it's
right?
Birdie that's making.
Okay. Next, I'll do it next. I'll give you bonuses on the next roll because this one's already sort of been rolled.
Okay,
hasn't it?
you have 1 hold, and you have to spend that hold just to get to them.
Yep.
Okay. You don't kill their leader or anyone specific. You don't rout them. Your side is harmed greatly.
Sure.
Yeah. So this battle does not go your way. Like, you guys charge the docks, and the Norwegian soldiers all begin unstrapping coward crossbows. Like, really heavy crossbows with some savage-looking bolts. And we see Meckley running forward, and he's like, "For honor!" And he gets shot in the throat and goes, like, backwards. And then he's, like, reaching out for Isgarder, who runs past him, and she's like, "No, Meckley!" And she gets shot in the chest, and it's like, and she drops to her knees, and the two of them, like, hold their hands out toward each other. But they never quite touch, and, like, the ground is getting really muddy, and they're both twitching closer and closer to each other, and they're bleeding out. Birdie Halledsdottir, you and Baldur Odinson, and 4 of the Huskarls have made your way onto the docks if you'd like to make it in their battle roll.
Sure.
Sure. Have a +2.
So why don't you tell me what's true of this battle? Pick 2.
Oh, you asking me or him?
You?
Oh, I thought he was picking how to spend his bonds.
I'm just giving you.
He's just
my
giving
roll.
you a bonus to your upcoming roll.
Oh, okay. So, what? I don't understand what you mean. What's true of this battle?
We're doing the same thing again. We're
Oh,
resetting
oh.
the
Which 2? My bad.
Right, because none of them are dead. So
Yeah.
You're still charging forward. You've not killed any of them, and they've killed a lot of you.
So I don't understand how. Yeah, I guess I can't spend a hold. All right. Yeah. So we're fighting with unmatched savagery.
Okay.
And what's up?
And you get to pick one more.
And you watch each other's backs.
Okay. All
Spend
right.
one hold to protect
What's
many
true
of
of
you
their
from
side?
harm. And so, what are the rules for routing before I pick that? Oh, spend 3 hold to route them.
That means they
Break and flee,
in this
basically.
fiction, it would mean they get back on the ship and sail away, leaving Frecky and Ernie behind.
Yeah, well, they're stubborn.
Unless, of course,
Sorry.
that ship happens to sink.
Right.
That can't happen. Your deal with Loki's already done.
Yeah.
The rain is flowing in the correct direction.
Yeah.
So they can't be routed anyway, and
And then I'll take a -1. I mean, those are the only other
Alright.
2. So we'll
let's
say
talk about
the god.
bonds being spent. You have
Yeah.
2 from Baldur. Baldur, are you spending your bonds through your memory or your bonds with Birdie?
memory, basically.
Okay, yeah.
Unless I can spend, like I said, I don't have any bonds with Bertie. I have bonds with
Yeah,
Olaf.
that's a problem. Yeah.
But I can maybe spend them to prevent him from dying or something.
We'll see.
Okay.
Can
be
I
nice.
roll strong-headed for Bertie?
What's that give you?
A +1 ongoing or potentially a +1 forward when she sets her mind to something, which is currently, let's say, killing as many Norwegians as she can.
Okay, I'll allow for that. Make
All
it
right.
strong. And
So
then,
I'm
Grim,
making that roll with no bonds.
are you using your memories here at any point?
I haven't actually rolled to see if I have.
Oh, did we
Any-
not do that? I
No,
guess
we haven't.
We better go ahead and do that.
All right.
My
So
bad. Things have been moving along so dramatically.
yeah, no worries. So he is rolling to see if he maintains any bonds with those around him,
Yep.
which he
You
does.
have a +3 bonds.
3.
I have +3 bonds.
Your memory lives on in the sword.
So I will hold those 3 and let Bertie do her strong-headed roll,
Okay.
Alright.
and then I will help more directly with the battle.
So strong-headed is a 9. I think that's young, right?
Yep.
So on a 7 to 9, you gain +1 forward to all actions that are in pursuit of that thing
Okay.
till you get it or it becomes impossible.
Okay. All right. You're taking a
-1.
-1 on your roll. You have
So-
a +2 from Balder. You have a +1 from yourself. How many are you offering up, Grim?
We'll give plus, say, what do you think? 1 or 2, or any.
Maybe
Well, right
one
now,
on
I
the
think-
first one, just so it.
So what is your current roll? You're at +2 in total.
Yes.
I think, yes.
Okay. If I spent them all, there's a really good chance you could end this here and now.
That's true. But one might be enough, just so we can kill a
What
couple. of
what does the sword my son forged say?
So at this point, yeah, let's do this all or nothing.
Shit.
Put all 3 in.
All 3 in
Okay.
on this one battle roll.
You have a +5 to your roll.
All right,
This
all
is
ready?
the dramatic finale.
Yeah. Oh,
That's a 9.
yeah.
All right. You have 1 hold.
All right. I think. Let me double check.
Remember,
the
you have
rules
the
here.
ability to spend 1 hold and kill a lot of them.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any other choice.
Or you can spend 1 hold and protect many of you from harm.
Yeah, I'm gonna spend it to kill with unmatched savagery.
Okay.
To kill many of their number instead of a few.
So I think what happens is Olaf Olafsson dashes
Yeah.
out in front of everybody.
Yeah.
And he has his Boromir moment. He gets shot with a black crossbow bolt. And he looks down at it and just starts shaking in rage. And you kind of see, like, waves coming around him. Like, the rain is not landing directly on his body. And all present know that he has channeled the ancient berserker spirit of the Viking people. And, like, crossbow after crossbow hits him. And he just keeps walking forward and slaughtering Norwegian soldiers. And, I think finally he reaches the end of the docks and, like, more of your people swarm past you, and, like, even thralls are getting involved in the battle. They're, like, picking up weapons and slaughtering these soldiers now that Olaf has put them down. And I think Olaf reaches the end of the docks and just falls in face first.
Yeah.
Is there anything you'd like to do, Bertie Hal's daughter? Not that you've also fought honorably here. You're commanding the battle from, the front lines, directing people.
Yeah.
How do you feel about watching your husband of 5 years get shot repeatedly in the chest but keep walking and killing?
And father of 2 of my children. I mean, Had she taken Berserker, she would be berserking for sure. Yeah, furious, furious that this would happen.
Okay.
Yeah,
I think it's time to murder the rest of these guys.
Yeah, I think she would let loose a battle cry and charge onto the dock to
All right.
avenge him.
Yeah. Let's see here. I feel like you need to endure grave harm.
While charging?
Yeah, because there's still 2 guys left and you're fighting them.
Okay. What about my thralls? They're all negated by the other remaining guys?
Yeah.
Okay. Sure.
Okay.
There's no battle roll here. It's not many on many. It's just you versus 2 men.
All right. Sure. I'll do it.
They are, after all, only men, Shield Maiden.
If I had a bond with Olaf Sr.,
Yep.
can I spend that
Dude.
to have his death mean something to me as I'm charging forward?
Can I spend my 2 bonds I had with Olaf to make them like really fucking scared of the Icelanders now?
Because I think like when Olaf rolls off the end of the dock, you know,
He takes one of them with him.
there's like
All
there's
right,
like
I'll tell you what. If you spend all 3 of those bonds, the 1 and the 2, he will grab one of them on the way down. Like he falls forward and grabs one guy's ankle. Takes him
Deal.
with. Okay.
all right.
There you go. That's a custom move right there. I had to make
Yeah.
up on the spot. That's the Apocalypse World way of being the GM's like, okay, sure. Yeah, you guys are willing to go all in on getting rid of your Olaf Olafsson. It's not going to do you any good anyway. All
Right.
Yeah, so Olaf Olafsson, I think that he doesn't do it while he's going down. Like, you're charging forward, and he breaks the surface one last time, and, like, commando grabs the guy's ankle and snakes him down into the water. And it's just you versus one guy. Endure
then?
your grave harm.
All right, here we go.
Oh.
That's a 15.
You get to pick 2.
Yep.
You can have it get better on your own, doesn't leave a permanent mark, or give you purpose.
It will. Oh, wait. I picked 2 that happen?
Yes.
Yeah, I picked 2 that happen. Okay.
Yep.
It will get better on its own and it gives you purpose. So I will take a scar.
Who
Wait.
do you consider responsible for this injury?
So I'm thinking like I'm thinking she takes like there's the one guy that was like sword and shield ready, like at the front of the dock, ready to fight. And Olaf like grabs him and pulls him under, and behind him there's the like last guy with the crossbow, and he's like shaking, and he lets loose this quarrel, and it like shoots past her and like hits her in the side of the like face, and it like scours her nose and the side of her cheek. And so there's just like blood running down the side of her face, and she just like charges and like spears him through the chest as he looses his last quarrel.
That will get better, but it's going to leave a scar.
But it's gonna leave a scar.
I'll ask again, who do you consider responsible for this harm that you've endured?
I think she blames Gurney. I really think she does. Everything that Olaf has said about her, like I feel like they've had enough time over the years that they would have talked. And Olaf didn't trust her. She wouldn't trust her. I think she blames Gurney.
Right, you have 2 bonds with Gurney. You've taken a scar. You're going to need to pick one of the following. Are you crippled, addled, changed, or doomed? That's underneath the endured grave harm.
Yeah. I was thinking about that. I don't think it's crippling, but I think maybe it's changed because I like her gender. Like, I mean, she's clearly way more masculine than she's supposed to be. She's got this brutal scar on her face, and now she's led a charge of, trying to avenge her husband. Like that's like way outside of where she's supposed to be. So I think,
Alright.
she takes changed -1 gender.
So before we go on the break, I'm going to offer you guys a choice. Do you want to roll up new characters and play out the last battle of the village somehow? Or do you want to jump like 100 years in the future with new characters everybody new characters and find out what happened. So either you play it out, or we'll come back to the farmstead in 100 years in 1005.
Interesting
like,
question.
What's happened? What's up? Got that drink on my cup.
Interesting question. I'm going to remain neutral about this for a while.
Are we deciding now or after the break?
I need time to prep, so
Okay.
It's
All right,
got
so
to
you're
be
gonna decide
in
now?
the next minute or two.
Oh man,
I lean towards playing it out, but
I don't know how many people are left in the village.
I don't. That's my only problem. I don't have another strong character. I would have played probably.
You still play Birdie. You're still alive.
Yeah,
Oh, I
It's
guess.
the other
but the
two
rest of
you
us,
have
like,
to.
there's no one
okay.
left really. There's
There's
I
some
mean,
thralls.
in theory, you can change the story, and our children can come riding back to valiantly murder everyone in their sleep.
That's true.
yeah.
They're their own people.
I actually have a plan. I had a fallback. I've got a character pretty much ready to go now. If you want to stick with now, because I've got a character that really has it in for Gurney. It's one of the Christians. I haven't quite figured out his name yet, and I'm going to be using the
Hashtag Holy War.
I'm going to be using he's Holy War, and I'm going to be using. I know it's not fair, and I'm not pissing on Christians here, but I'm going to be using the monster, basically template to simulate a vicious zealot that's just coming there to murder her as often as just stab her repeatedly. It's just a crazed man.
Is that 2 votes for?
It's 2 votes for playing it out, so we'll see how this goes.
How do you think? Do you think you can manufacture a townsfolk of interest in time, or
Me?
because it could be somebody that worked on your farm, somebody that helped the blacksmith.
I'll
Or your
scramble
kid.
and come up with something.
Yeah, or your kid.
Yeah, I mean, it could be my kid, but my kid's like riding off to protect the family. So I mean, we
Yeah,
could have
but
2
you could
separate
be like,
cutscenes
"Shit,
here.
I'm pretty sure my dad's dead. I'm turning around and using his sword.
Yeah, but the kid's like 4 years old, so
Yeah, but I want to point out he trained with Olaf Olafsson.
That's right.
true.
Whose son of like 7 was carrying his Dane axe into combat behind him.
That's true. That is an interesting concept. I'll think about it. I'll come up with something quickly.
Okay.
All right.
As long as you're not completely torpedoed.
I mean, I did not actually expect to last this long in the session, to be honest.
That's weird because it's a 4-hour-long session.
I know.
Right.
I thought we were
I was
gonna end
re-
early. We're just
I
like, all
wanna
right,
point
everyone's
out-
dead.
It's nice that around 2 hours into the session, we did get that epic battle just in time for us to go on break.
Yep.
I like to think that fell into place nicely. All right, guys, we'll be back in about 10 minutes. I got a lot of writing to do, apparently, to figure out what's going to happen at the end here. And we'll figure out these new characters and probably continue the mission to kill Reki. And obviously, people really, really want Gurney to die.
Yeah.
You know what?
Like, Gurney dying is the thing that people want.
I know what's gonna happen. I'm gonna play Gurney.
Oh shit. PvP.
That's the thing that could happen, though. Yeah,
Yeah.
you could play Gurney.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, I feel like that's the real that is the last character to which I have the strongest attachment to. So maybe that's what's gonna happen. I'll think
How
on it. Maybe I'll
weird
change
is it
my
gonna
mind.
be you spending your bonds as Grim to try to kill Birdie?
Yeah.
Well,
okay.
no, I mean, I've already spent all of my bonds.
Oh,
from that.
okay.
Hey,
I
okay.
spent them helping with the battle.
I have a plan. You play Gurney, I play Freki. I stab you, and you don't resist.
Plan is just to commit seppuku.
It would be like, in face of overwhelming odds, the history saw the 2 cowards take the only way out they knew, and they died in the
Literally
longhouse.
Romeo and Julieting it.
Exactly.
Yeah, we're gonna go down
It's gonna be
together.
a really short second half, guys. I'm gonna throw the timer up now. But
Okay.
We'll be back.
Okay.